I grew up in the church, and I was raised by two very strong Christians. Christianity in the church was always a big part of my life. And when I was 6, I felt like I knew enough about the sacrifice Jesus made for me, and I knew enough about what it meant to be a Christian that I was ready to give my life to Christ. So when I got to be 12 or 13 and I got involved in the youth group, that was a really difficult time for me. It's a difficult time for anyone, but I never felt like I fit in a lot in the youth group. The main feelings I started to associate with going to church and going to the youth group was anxiety, deep, profound loneliness, feeling like I didn't belong, feeling like no one really cared about me there. With that came anger and resentment. I started to notice a lot of people, not just in the youth group, but also adults in the church, would act so self-righteous, and it seemed like the only reason they wanted to be Christians was so that they could feel better about themselves and judge other people who weren't Christians. I started to feel like the only thing Christianity was about was judging other people, mocking them and making fun of them and going on about how much better you are than them, people who aren't Christians. That made me feel really angry. I started to see Christians as people who were judgmental. I felt like Christians judged people for doing things that weren't even about religion. They judged them for the ways that they dressed and the ways that they acted, and I wasn't a typical teenager at all. I was shy, and I didn't like dressing up. I didn't like wearing makeup. I didn't like stereotypical girl things or even stereotypical teenage things. And I felt like Christians around me, people around me, condemned that sort of thing. Not for any reason that was part of their faith or in the Bible, but just because what it meant to be Christian to these people, I thought, was hating everything that's different from you. By the time I was in college, I had decided that I did not believe in Christianity. I didn't think any of it was true, and I didn't really think that I believed in a God at all. But I'd come to the conclusion that the things that were taught in Christianity, the things that Jesus said, were generally good things. The Christians I saw weren't doing any of those things. I wasn't a Christian, but I thought it would be a good thing if more people were Christians, as long as they were actual, real Christians. My mom, when I was in college, every night she would send me a picture of a devotional from the book by Tim Keller on the Psalms to read. And it started out and I was like, well, you know, I'm not interested in this Christianity stuff really, but I love my mom, so I'll read it. And as I read it every night, I was so profoundly impacted by what I was reading. After feeling that way for quite a while, that it was a real shame that I couldn't believe that any of this is true, I finally had a moment where I realized that it was true. And I realized that all the things I had been feeling in the past few years as I thought about and evaluated the theology, as I read these devotionals with my mom, all of these things I was feeling, that was God talking to me. This was at a point in my life when I felt really worthless. And it was just so overwhelmingly emotional to me to think that I wasn't worthless and there was a God who loved me dearly. Ever since then, it's really stuck with me how important it was to me when I wasn't a Christian to see Jesus in Christians around me. My advice to anyone who knows someone, especially a family member or friend, child especially, who is not a Christian or who is turned away from being a Christian, is you can't debate them back into being a Christian. You can't argue them into it. The only thing you can do, and the most effective thing you can do, is just be like Jesus to them. Just love them and show his love for them. That love is going to be irresistible to them.